Hey there, it's Amelia bringing you another Microsoft Word video. In this video, I'll show you how to create and insert a table of contents in your document. Let's get started. In order to create a table of contents, you'll need to apply heading styles to the text you want to include in the table of contents. Now let's take a look at the heading styles, which are in the Home tab in the ribbon. Now, if you don't change a thing while you're typing in Word, it will go ahead and use the normal style, and the font and the size, etc. are already preset as defaults in your Word document. Also the case in all the other styles, including heading 1, 2, and 3, which are included in the automatic table of contents styles that we're going to select today. So in order to include text in a table of contents, you need to apply heading styles, and what I'm going to do is just show you that my cursor is actually, even though you can't see it right now, I'm just going to click again, it's sitting right next to section 1. So let's say, for example, you've typed part of a document. You don't have to have the whole entire document created before you can generate a table of contents. In fact, I recommend if you have a portion of your document, say even the first several pages, you can create your table of contents and then update it as you go and see how it looks. So in this example, I have a sample document open, has just a couple of pages, and I have section 1 here that I want to be the first level in my table of contents. I also have a subtitle, the word introduction, which I would like to be a second level in my table of contents. On the next page, I have the heading about this report, and I would like that to also be in the first level of my table of contents. So while my cursor is pointing to section 1, I'm going to hover over the different heading styles. So for instance, if I hover over heading 1, even though it has not applied that heading 1 style just yet, I can see temporarily how it would look in my document with the cursor pointing to it. Same with heading 2 and heading 3 and all the styles. So for this particular line, I want to apply heading 1 style, so I just quickly click on heading 1, and it has applied that style here. And then the second subtitle here, I'm going to select that word, and remember, if you've watched my text selection tricks video, you'll know that you can double click to select a word and triple click to select a paragraph. And also forgot to mention, when I selected section 1, if you single click on the far left, that will also select the current line. But anyway, back to introduction, I want that to be the second level in my table of contents. So with that text selected, I'm going to select heading 2. And then on page 2, I'm going to select about this report, and I would like that to be the first level in my table of contents. So I'm going to select heading 1. Okay, so just for now, I'm going to use just the couple pages that I have and generate a table of contents. So to include a table of contents, the first thing you want to do is move to the page in the document where you would like to insert the table of contents, and you might need to insert a blank page. In this example, I have a title page, and then it starts with the second page, so I do need to insert a blank page. I'm going to just click at the top of page 2, and then click on my keyboard with Control-Enter to insert a page break. And by clicking on Show Hide, which is one of my favorite things to do, I can see that the page break is there. And by the way, you can also insert a page break in the Insert tab in the ribbon by clicking Insert Page Break. I just tend to like to press Control-Enter out of habit, and I think that makes things go a little faster. So with the cursor positioned at the top of page 2, to insert my table of contents in the ribbon, I click References, and then I click Table of Contents. Now once you select or click on Table of Contents, you're going to notice a variety of pre-built table of contents styles. Like for instance, the first and the second are very similar, they just have a different heading. So in this first automatic table of contents, it's going to include a heading that says Contents, And then it will also include all text formatted with the heading styles 1 to 3. In the second automatic table, it will include a heading called Table of Contents, and it will include text that's formatted with the heading 1 to 3 styles as well. I like this particular style, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this one, and presto, you have your table of contents. It's literally that easy. So once you have your table of contents, then you'll want to do a couple things. Obviously, you want to look over your table of contents and check to make sure that it is formatted the way you like, and you can certainly change the style of the table of contents. In fact, you can also create a custom table of contents, but for the most part, for the documents that I create, I tend to use this second pre-built style of the table of contents. It most of the time it suits my needs, and as you notice, it will indent with the heading 2, which is introduction here. So the other thing you'll want to do is test the hyperlinks that are automatically created when you create your table of contents. Now when you mouse over, for instance, section 1, notice that it gives you a little description here in a little tip and says control click to follow the link. So I'm going to go ahead and using my keyboard, I'm going to hold down control and click on section 1, and it does move down to that section. So let me just try with another one. So about this report, I'm going to hold down my control key and click, and the hyperlinks are working perfectly. So these are basically automatic ways that you can create similar to creating bookmarks in your document, where it will jump to different parts of your document. And the other benefit to creating a table of contents is if you're going to create a document that, say, you're going to deliver electronically, or maybe you're going to save it as a PDF. What's nice is the hyperlinks are preserved when you save from Word to PDF, and then you'll have your hyperlinks in your table of contents automatically generated. So what you'll want to do next is then continue along and add any additional text and pages in your document, and then format the headings and subheadings in the different heading styles. So at this point, I'm going to flash forward and show you a document that's a little bit more completed, and then I'm going to update the table of contents. Okay, well, at this point, I've added several more pages to this document so that you could see how easy it is to apply the heading 1 style to the additional headings. Since you already have this particular heading formatted in the heading 1 style, it's handy to use the format painter, which I find will definitely save you a couple steps. So I'm going to go ahead and click anywhere in this particular line, and I'm going to double click on the format painter, and then I'm going to scroll down and use the format painter to paint over all the different headings in my new sections. Now I've already formatted the rest of the pages, but I did want to show you a few, and because I'm finished formatting, I don't need the format painter anymore. I'm going to press escape. Okay, so we're ready now to update our table of contents. So you want to scroll up to the table of contents, and when you do, you want to first left click where it says table of contents, and then right above that you want to click update table. And in this case, since I've added a lot of new content and pages, I want to update the entire table, so I click on this radio button and click OK. And presto, I now have a finished table of contents. And one more thing I want to show you is that if you make any changes to your document, for instance, maybe you add an additional couple pages to your document, then you want to update your table of contents to reflect any new pages. So for instance, if I decide I wanted to add an additional page for chapter 1, maybe I'm going to add some additional text, so I'm just going to insert a page break here, and etc., etc. So now when I go back up to the table of contents, I want to just update the page numbers in the table of contents. So in this case, I would left click in table of contents, click on update table, and this time I really only need to update page numbers. So keep your eye on the page numbers starting with chapter 1, 2, And now I'm going to click OK, and as you can see, the page numbers have now been changed to reflect the new paging in the document. So that's it. That's all there is to creating and inserting and updating a table of contents. I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and if you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.